Like it sounds like you feel triggered when certain things come up. So like do you notice any patterns in what she says that lead to these arguments?
Um, what I feel is like she's always there like she's always there criticizing me instead of cheering up for me. She just makes a comment. She'll always make a comment about my decision, my choices, like even my job, and like she just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. Like I moved out a
Right.
year ago and we and I have been working hard. I'm studying, I'm working hard, but then she just doesn't
Right.
I barely get any positive reactions from her now. Like yeah, it's instead of her saying like I'm proud of you, she just have to remind me about my shortcomings, and it no matter how much I try, I don't I seems like she just it just feels like she's just questioning my self-worth. And yeah, this constant judgment it's creating like a huge gap between us. Yeah, it's making difficult for me to be comfortable with her anymore. Like whenever I try to open up I feel very vulnerable. It's hard for me to open up with her, especially now. And yeah, it feels like I'm always in the point like I'm just guessing my self-worth, like and questioning my own choices. Like, am I not good enough? Am I not doing the right thing? Or yeah, yeah, I just don't get her support, you know? It's like I get her criticism more than the support.
Right. Right. Uh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that can be challenging, like when it feels like someone close to you is like questioning your decisions. Like, how does that make you feel in the like moment?
Honestly, it just makes me feel really small. Like she's my mom,
Right.
and she's my mom. She should just what I feel is like she's my mom. She should be there to support me, praise me, and like be proud of me. But rather, it makes me feel small. Like I have to defend myself all the time, and but then yeah, but then whenever she makes a comment and like be reactive to me, I get angry, and then I feel like it's not fair. Like I have worked this hard to get where I am today, and she just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. She just she I feel like she just doesn't get what I how I feel. Like
Mhm.
each of our criticism feels like dismissal of my effort, you know, my achievements. And like I can't help but like question my own worth. Like I have been questioning whenever she makes a comment. Like yeah, our conversation just doesn't resolve. Like it always yeah, all I'm seeking for is her support. But
Right.
then, yeah, I just don't see any acknowledgement through my journey. I've been working hard. You see, like I've moved to a new country, and like I'm
Right.
living alone. I'm studying. I'm doing my work,
Right.
and I just want her support and comfort. You know.
Right. So, Yangchen, it seems like there is lots of hurt underneath the anger, like feeling like your efforts are not being acknowledged. Would you say that like it's true?
That's yeah, that's right. That exactly, yeah. I don't think she understands how I feel. Like she
Yeah.
just doesn't get like her words just gets into my head, and it hurts
Mhm.
because she's my mom. I try to tell her
Mhm.
that that it that whenever I try to tell her, she just doesn't she gets defensive. And it's frustrating because I want her to see, I want her to see my perspective. I want her to get in my shoes that I'm trying, I'm doing. I want her to acknowledge my feelings, but instead she just turns the conversation back on me. Like it just makes me feel like I'm the only wrong one, and I'm not a good daughter. Like I'm not being like I'm not a good daughter to her. Like those defensive reactions that comes from her always leaves me wonder if I'm at all good daughter to her. And like yeah, it's it gets me really anxious, and like yeah, her comments really impacts my life, you know, like
Right.
maybe, or maybe she's just caught up in her own expectations to listen to her and how I should live.
Right.
Like she have got like certain set out certain expectations for me how I should live according to her, but
Right.
she just doesn't understand my emotion. I just want a moment where we could like have a real time conversation and connect without getting into argument, you know. I want her to feel my emotions. Yeah.
So, right. So, if I hear you correctly, you are trying to communicate your feelings to your mom, but it often leads to more defensiveness.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's frustrating, you know, like she gets defensive whenever I try to express my emotions. I
Yeah.
just want her to have like I just want her to be there for me. I just want to have a normal conversation where she listens. Yeah, I listen, we listen, but instead it feels like I'm talking to the wall,
Mm.
and she's not listening, and she's not like getting my emotions,
Mm.
and it I feel I oh, our conversation always leaves me feeling isolated instead. Yeah, it's it's as like my words just doesn't matter to her, and my emotion just doesn't matter to her anymore. It just depends. It just since I live away from her, from
Right.
my family, I live here. It just deepens my sense of loneliness. You know, I crave for understanding and support,
Right.
but then instead I feel like I'm left being unheard and dismissed.
Right.
I feel like my emotions are not being valued anymore ever since I moved apart. I mean, moved to a new country.
Right. So it sounds like what you're seeking is connection and understanding. Like, yeah, it sounds like you're seeking connection and understanding from your mom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, like, what do you think might help bridge that gap during your discussions with your mom?
Honestly, I've tried to bring up the conversation more calmly. Like I always do that. I try to bring it more calmly, and like yeah, it. But it seems to me at least like she gets defensive really easily. Like whenever try to whenever she make a comment
Right?
and I try to express my emotion, then she gets defensive, and yeah, she gets defensive, and then I'd react, then it just doesn't go our way. Or yeah, but maybe if I could approach more differently, like I don't know how, but then I could try approaching it more differently. Like yeah, I could just express
Mhm.
my emotions, how I really feel, how she matters in my life, and how her words could affect me. If I could convey that to her without blaming her, then maybe yeah, I yeah, but I'm worried at the same time, like if she still reacts to it negatively, then it's
Right.
not fair. Like it's hard to shift my approach, you know, like after we already had an argument, so many heated up argument, and to shift my approach might also